and welcome to another Vinny Talks Yanks. I'm your host, Vincent LaRose, and today we have a very highly anticipated video. Jesus, the stutter there. But we have the trade deadline video, so basically I'm going to go over Yankees trade targets, what's been talked about, maybe what hasn't been talked about, some Yankees trade needs, and I made a video recently, posted on TikTok, Instagram, all that, asking you guys who you think the Yankees should trade for. I got some really silly ones, some ones that probably won't happen. I'm still gonna mention them in this video because I love interacting with you guys, but got some silly ones, some ones that definitely won't happen, but I'll give my best guess to what we'd have to give up to get them, and some good ones as well. I had a lot of decent suggestions. We have a lot of the same people. Basically, the Yankees have been same guys the Yankees have been focusing on, so I'll get really deep into those trades, and then I'll give you some more trade targets the Yankees should focus on. So, anyways, we're gonna start with the followers' suggestion. So I'm gonna start with probably the most unrealistic one I got from all the suggestions, and that's Alex Bregman. Obviously, as we know, Alex Bregman plays for the Red Sox now. He's been hurt for a little bit now, but he started off the season crazy hot. Right now he's hitting 298 with 11 home runs, 35 RBIs, and he has a 926 OPS. So Alex Bregman has been amazing, but he plays for the Red Sox, and I really highly doubt the Red Sox are going to trade him to us. My best possible guess at a trade was we're probably going to have to give up Lombard Jr. and Cam Schlittler, and I think they'd probably end up throwing in Peraza or Vivas at that point just to get an infielder off the roster, just to make that easy switch so you don't have to DFA one of the two essentially. So probably one of the two extremely unrealistic trades that would happen. Highly doubt that's going to happen. But I guess you never know. We know that's not happening. So I'll get into the next one. That's also pretty unrealistic. I had somebody suggest Jose Ramirez as well from the Cleveland Guardians. So I'll give you his stats. Right now he's hitting 295, 18 homers, 50 RBIs, and he has 29 stolen bases. I forget how good Jose Ramirez is. I think a lot of people forget how good Jose Ramirez is. And he has an 869 OPS, as well as playing great defense, just like Bregman. So, again, another one. This one, my best guess was probably Lombard Jr., Schlittler again, and Chase Hampton. Probably Vivas as well. To be truthful, I threw Chase Hampton in this one because I know the Guardians love their pitching. They got a pitching masterclass, and thought they would like to get like two pretty decent starters in there. The problem with the Yankees is we don't have a lot of good prospects. Truthfully, I think we all know listening to this, our prospects aren't the greatest. I know we have two top-end prospects with Jones and Lombard Jr., but outside of that, we don't have a lot. I know Schlittler is really making a name for himself lately. He made his first major league start recently, and he looked pretty good. So we will see. And then the last fan one I got, not so much fan. You guys know who you are. Who suggested this to me? But Gio Urshela. I got a couple people suggesting that we make we reunite with Gio Urshela. He plays for the Angels now, or not the Angels, he did play for the Angels. He plays for the A's now, for those who don't know. He actually has been hurt a lot of this season. He hasn't played much. He's only played 40 games so far. He's hitting 231, no homers, 16 RBIs with a 621 OPS. He's not great. I think he's a good backup option now. Only thing I would say is we probably just have to give it'd probably be cash considerations, or maybe send Peraza over there just to give him somebody back, just to make that flop. Probably cash considerations and Peraza somewhere in that area. I really think this would be like a last ditch effort. We got absolutely nobody, and we very obviously need a third baseman. I don't think this one's gonna happen either. Although I would like it in the sense of I've had a lot of good memories with Gio Urshela as the Yankees third baseman. Not shortstop, that was rough. But third baseman, yeah, and he's great at defense, so we wouldn't be losing anything on the glove side either. But I'm gonna give you now what I truthfully believe the Yankees really need to be considered like real contenders again. I'm not saying they're not real contenders at this moment or point, but I don't think right now this is a team that even makes the World Series, truthfully. So just to be World Series contenders, obviously outside of players, there's a luck factor as well. But for me personally, I said the Yankees 100% need a right-handed infielder, whether it be second base or third baseman. I don't want to throw Jazz back at third base, but you kind of got to do what you got to do at some point because Peraza can't hit. So we need one or two starting pitchers. I think we need one really good starting pitcher. We really do. I know Fried and Rodon have been great, but you really don't know what you're going to get from Heel coming off the IL, not pitching in a long time. We don't know how good he's going to be. Obviously, he won the Rookie of the Year, so he's a good pitcher, but you don't know what you're going to get out of him. Warren is obviously not a postseason starter. He's a good starter, just not a postseason starter. And like a mix, like everything, I think everybody wants to be done with Stroman already, so we'll see how it goes. And then at least two, I think we need two almost elite bullpen arms. Our bullpen has looked rough. I know Weaver struggled, so that doesn't help. But I know Cruz is down as well. But I think even if we get one elite arm and one good arm, I think that'll really put our bullpen over the top and really give us a good chance to contend with good starting pitching, a good lineup, and a good bullpen. So now I'm gonna get into the realistic trades. Maybe not even so much the realistic trades, but the trades I think are more likely to happen than most. I'm gonna give you my best guess on what the Yankees would give in a return. Obviously, this is probably not going to be 100% accurate. Obviously, there's a lot of moving parts. There can be a multiple team trade. I didn't add any of those in there. I didn't want to get too complicated. So you never know. But the first one, I think, as all of us know, is Eugenio Suarez. He's in the last year of his contract. It's his walk here. He's going to be a rental. So far, his stats for the season, he's a 250 hitter with 31 homers, 78 RBIs, and an 889 OPS. Obviously, a really good right-handed power bat. And it would be an ideal trade for the Yankees as of right now. We need a good right-handed bat in the lineup. As I've said, Peraza's great at third base, but his bat is pretty rough, and we just need a really good bat out there. So just for Suarez, I think likely we're gonna. There's some people who said Schlittler and another pitching prospect will do it. I don't know. I think the problem with the Yankees is when they announce trades like this and give us so much hope, teams can use that to their advantage. I think they're gonna have to give up either Jones or Lombard Jr. for this trade, which I'm really highly against. I really want them to figure something else out. I think if they do a package deal, they can figure something else out. So I'm not going to give this my number one option, although it's probably more likely to happen than the next one I'm about to suggest. But I wrote down in my notes Jones and Peraza, just to get Peraza off the roster again. I highly doubt that's what we give up. I'm just thinking in the Diamondbacks' head, if I was in, there's a reason I'm not in the front office, but if I was in the front office, I would try to my best to use that to my advantage. You know how the Yankees are. When they want somebody, they try their absolute best to go get them. We'll see. Try to see how desperate they get. They know they need this right now. We do not have a lot of good prospects. We do not really have a bunch of guys on long-term deals, so we're in this window right now with Judge where we really need to get good, and we need to get good now and win the World Series. So I think they're going to use that to their advantage. I'm probably wrong. We'll see what happens. Maybe Cashman's going to work some magic. But then I did more of a package deal with the Diamondbacks. Truthfully, I think this is really more what's going to happen. Try to kill two birds with one stone. I think they're really going to go hard for Suarez and Gallen. Try to get both. The reason I say that is Gallen is also in his walk year, and he has a 5.4 ERA this season in 115 innings pitched, and he only has 110 strikeouts to those 115 innings with a 1.37 whip. I think packaging those two together, Diamondbacks knowing they're likely not going to re-sign maybe Gallen, but I don't think they re-sign Suarez. So my best prediction was they give up Jorbit Vivas, Cam Schlittler, And Kyle Carr, our number 18. He's a left-hand pitcher prospect. They need pitching bad. They probably give up another guy. Truthfully, you're probably gonna throw in another prospect or some cash maybe. But that's my best guess at a trade. Like I said, it's probably going to be a little bit more than that. Switch the prospects around a little bit, but it's tough with the Yankees prospects. It's really tough right now to guess who's going where because, again, we don't really have that many great prospects. We have, like I said before, we really only have Jones and Lombard Jr. as, like, really highly touted prospects right now. So, we'll see where it goes. But that is really where I'm going with that. Then I'm going to get into a little bit of bullpen arms. Again, these are rumors. These are some guys the Yankees have even said themselves they wouldn't mind going after. So we'll start with the Cleveland Guardians. Emmanuel Clase, their closer. So right now his stats: he has a 2.91 ERA, 43.1 inning pitch, 42 strikeouts, 1.22 WHIP. His ERA is a little inflated because he didn't really have a rough start to the season, but he's been much better as of late. And he's also contracted for possibly the next 3 seasons. So he's contracted through 26, and then he has a team option for 27 and 28. I think we're going to have to give up a lot for him, a lot more than a lot of people think. I wrote down Bryce Cunningham, our number 4 prospect, and Griffey Herring, our number 25 prospect. Again, Bryce Cunningham, I believe they're 2 pitchers. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But we know, although the Guardians really need bats, they love pitching, and they're like the Rays, they can make bad pitching good pitching. So I think giving up 2 good pitching prospects, 2 decent pitching prospects, truthfully, probably gonna, if that does happen, I didn't want to throw Schlittler in here because it's like if we do trade him somewhere else, obviously we won't have him. So I'm trying to like build the best realistic. Like this is like my idea of what the Yankees need to get for the trade deadline, and I'm trying to spread basically the prospects we have out. I don't know. Obviously, if you spread those prospects out, you have to retool. You have to find prospects somewhere else. Again, I didn't really get into all that, but anyways, we'll move on. So the next guy I thought of is Johan Duran. He's also been really good this season. He plays for the Twins. For those who don't know, his stats this season: he has a 1.66 ERA and 43.1 innings pitched with 49 strikeouts and a 1.13 WHIP. I believe he's also in the last year of his contract. I might be wrong about that. I didn't really look it up. And I think we have to give up. We'd have to probably give up again. I really have prospects here, but Roderick Arias and Rando Maia, number 26, our number 5 prospect, and our number 26 prospect. I know this is probably a lot for the rentals, but like this is again like I'm trying to look at Yankees trades in the past, really how they do it. I feel like they can always get away with a mid-grade prospect and a lower-end prospect and get a guy. Again, this is going to be really tough with training for this many guys because you're basically going to be giving out every last prospect you have other than probably Lombard Jr. and Jones, or at least you try to stay away from that. So you have to retool that in some way. So we might see like 4 prospects and get, Johan Duran and like 2 lower-end prospects back, something like that. I'm not really sure. So again, it's really a tough situation the Yankees are in right now. They really should have tried more before the season started to tool as much as they could. Obviously, as us fans, we were telling them that they need to do more. But I feel like the Yankees are in this spot every year. Anyways, next guy is Dennis Santana, old friend from last year. Dennis Santana, his season stats are he's got a 1.56 ERA, 40.1 innings pitched, 29 strikeouts, and with a .72 WHIP. He plays for the Pirates now. Thankfully, since he plays for the Pirates, they're dumb, and I think we can only have to give up our number 21 prospect, Eric Reselman. Again, we probably could get away with like a number 30 prospect. Truthfully, the Pirates are really dumb. They just trade guys for whatever reason. But I think if he doesn't get traded to us, he'll get traded somewhere else. He's been so good this season. So, just another guy to throw out there, just throw in the bullpen, a good arm to throw in the bullpen. He doesn't get a lot of strikeouts, which I think we really need. We need strikeout guys, especially with Cruz down until probably the beginning of August. Anyways, but we'll get into the next one. So the next guy I was thinking of is Cade Gibson, left-hander reliever from Miami Marlins. Right now in the season, he has a 2.79 ERA, 29 innings, 29 innings pitched, 20 strikeouts with a 1.21 WHIP. I said number 24 prospect, Rock Riggio, second baseman, and he's probably going to be even lower than that, honestly. I'm just, trying to be somewhat fair, I guess. The best way I can explain it is, but he's a left-hand pitcher from Miami. His stats really aren't the best, but looking around all the left-handers around the league, especially in pitching-wise, they were some people were saying Jojo Romero from the Cardinals, but I think the Cardinals are contending. I think the Cardinals are in a spot to where they're not gonna just sell all their guys, or although it's not impossible, I just don't think it's gonna happen. So I was just trying to look at teams that always sell, like the Pirates, the Marlins, the Rockies, White Sox, and all that. And this is kind of the best guy I can find statistically. I highly doubt we get this guy. Just a guy I wanted to throw out there, and just cause I saw him and I kind of liked him. So, and then I want to give a maybe. A lot of fans probably won't like this. They've talked about trading for him many times before, and that is Sandy Alcantara. Obviously, as I know, he's coming off Tommy John, and he's been horrible this season. 7.22 ERA, 91 innings pitched, only 71 strikeouts, 1.48 WHIP. He's obviously been really bad, but I think we can get him for a low price now, low enough price. Maybe not cash considerations price, but a low-end prospect, maybe 2 low-end prospects. I think this is Matt Blake recreation in a sense. We all know how good Matt Blake is as a pitching coach, and how he's really, turned around careers like, Weaver's career, and he's really helped guys like that. Warren develop well. I think if you can sit those two in a room and have them go over a lot of stuff, figure out what's wrong, I think Alcantara could be just right back into a top-end pitcher. And again, I don't think we'll have to give up too much for him. I would really like to see this. I know he's probably going to be your 5, which would probably kick Warren out of the rotation. And statistically, you look at that and you're like, no, don't do that. I understand. But, I wouldn't mind taking a flyer on him. And I don't think it would be the worst trade because... Sorry, it's midnight. But I don't think it'd be the worst trade at the end of the day. And if you don't give up a lot for him, it's not too much of a risk. So, just my personal opinion. My last little guy I wanted to throw in there. And then I just have a list of other possible guys. I'm sorry. Before that, I have basically a list of guys I think we're gonna get and what we'd have to give up for it. So at the end, after all said and done, trade deadline over, finished with, I think the Yankees, what I personally believe they would at least need to get to put them back over top. Eugenio Suarez, Zach Gallen, either or with Emmanuel Clase or Johan Duran. Either or, I think we definitely need an elite guy out of the bullpen. We need it. We need it bad, really bad. We need a guy that's gonna go in there and we're not gonna be nervous when he goes into the game. I don't think that happens though. Truthfully, I don't think it happens. I'm just telling you what I think needs to happen. Dennis Santana, just really, and I threw in Cade Gibson as the lefty I talked about before, but honestly, I think you can throw in any lefty with good stats around the league they end up trading for, and that fits. I just think they need another good lefty in the bullpen. And then those would be our acquisitions, and then likely out of all of this, what we would probably lose, my best guess, I might be wrong, Spencer Jones, Cam Schlittler, Oswald Peraza, Jorbert Vivas, Bryce Cunningham, probably a decent amount more of lower end prospect and cash. Also, with the return, I believe we'll get prospects back as well to, you know, kind of retool. Obviously, our AAA we're gonna deplete, and then cash. So we would give up. So that is my kind of ideal thing. Really, it's this right-handed power hitting third baseman, which Schwartz is really the only one we have. A good couple. We need a right-handed starter because we already have two really good lefties. So a good right-handed starter, I think Gallon fits that very well. And then basically retooling the bullpen. Essentially, retooling the bullpen, getting guys for the bullpen. I know bullpen guys you can work with a little bit different. There's a guy, maybe they see some guy out in San Francisco they're willing to give up on that the Yankees can really work with and turn into a much better pitcher, which has happened before. But I do really think in the bullpen, at least need one lockdown guy that we know is locked down. So, and then this is other notable players they could trade for in the event that somebody else gets traded to a different team, or, you know, they're not able to work out a deal. So I thought just put a couple guys out there, although I don't necessarily think this is going to happen. Ryan Helsley, we all know about Ryan Helsley, flamethrower from Cardinals. Josh Jung, young third baseman from the Texas Rangers. He got sent down earlier this year, so his price might be a little low. Yohan Moncada's price is going to be extremely low. I don't think it's going to take much to get him, but just like as a if that last ditch effort. Ryan McMahon, which I doubt because he's lefty, but you know, just a third baseman that's good at this point. Luis Severino, I know he just signed a contract, but I heard a little bit about maybe trading him, maybe not, but you know, a little reunion would be kind of cool. Andrew Heaney, probably not a lot of you guys are gonna like that, but he's been good this year for the Pirates. And then Ke'Bryan Hayes. Ke'Bryan Hayes would keep us with that lockdown third baseman and just have a little bit better offense. Not otherworldly better, but a decently better offense. So these are kind of the guys where I've been looking at. I'm sure there's tons I've missed, and I'm sure these trades I completely botched and got wrong. But it's just my idea, my thought process of what, you know, we should get, and truthfully what I think we need to get. Even if it's not the exact players I mentioned, it's another form of that player and just a different guy. These are people I think we need to get to be contenders again. So if I missed anybody out, or you know, you think I completely botched a trade and you want to retool it, just let me know and I'll look at it. I'll either like your comment or reply to you. But this is what I believe the Yankees need to do. Like I said, if you guys think something different, please let me know. I'd love to interact with you guys. It's a lot of fun. Doing this is a lot of fun. So, that's pretty much where I'm gonna end it. So, hopefully the Yankees can get some done. I know after the All-Star break, I'll throw in a little jazz funny thing. 3 home runs, man. Home run derby. I respect it though. Not changing your swing, just doing you, and I like it. Just don't do it again. Truthfully, please don't do it again. I want to watch a home run derby. I always, like, you know, growing up as a little kid, a home run derby was supposed to be like hit the ball as far as you can, as hard as you can. That's not what you gave us. But I like it. I still like it. It was still a lot of fun to watch, even though it was only 3 home runs. I watched the whole thing. It's still a lot of fun. I love seeing Yankees just represent. So, but that's all I got today. So if you're watching this at nighttime, good night. If you're watching daytime, hope you have a great rest of your day. Hopefully the Yankees can get the job done. So, but that's all I got. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Whatever it is, podcast side, YouTube side, and go Yankees.